Hello everyone, this is Chadi Alraies from CVI 2022 in Denver, Colorado. I'm really privileged to be with Dr. Peter Monteleone, who is an interventional cardiologist, but also in the peripheral track at CVI. Peter, thanks for being with us.
Thank you so much for the opportunity to be here.
Thank you.
It's been a wonderful meeting and it's great to get the chance to talk about it.
Awesome. So CVI, this is, I'm assuming that's your first time, but what do you think about the meeting?
It's been great. So I've been coming to CVI since I was a cardiology fellow working with Dr. Shishabor.
Awesome.
So it's really been a part of my entire practice throughout my career. It's
nice.
Such a great chance to interact with old friends and make new colleagues.
Yes.
And just learn a ton about our work.
Sure. You gave a session and we spoke about peripheral vascular disease with other interviewees as well, but we never touched on the iliac intervention.
Yeah.
So tell us about new things and what's your approach?
We actually just finished up the symposium here on iliac disease. I walked straight out to here. It's been, there's just so much to learn and so many new and exciting strategies to use. So we talked about safety above and first and foremost, things to make sure that we're doing and equipment that we have available to make sure that when we're treating complex lesions or dealing with high-risk cases, we have the ability to deal with complications that may come up. You know, we talked about novel scaffolds and new devices and new techniques to help us both get safe results with patients, but long durable outcomes with patients.
What did you touch on especially with the iliac that has a very steep takeoff, using radial axis for iliacs?
That's a great question. So there were multiple talks on the topic. So as our equipment's been improving, the ability to get from radial lesions to peripheral lesions has been such a huge opportunity for us as a field. When we think about iliac lesions, those are large vessels. And so we have to not just be able to get there, but to be able to get there and deliver most of our devices, but also covered devices in order to protect in the setting of perforations. One of the things that I use in my practice that we talked about as well during the session was the concept of using our radial axis for crossing and then externalizing, and then potentially having the option to treat with whatever means are necessary from a combined hybrid approach.
Can you elaborate more about your externalization technique?
Absolutely. So particularly useful for total occlusions. So if we're trying to cross total occlusions, coming from above, coming from radial arteries, when you enter that lesion, when you enter that total occlusion, you know you're in the true lumen as you enter the iliac. And so if we cross from above, you never have to worry about concerns of re-entering within the aorta itself. Then once you're across the lesion, if you have an access point distally, you can either snare it using a gooseneck stair or another stair to externalize, or you can oftentimes simply wire into the sheath itself if you have a relatively medium to large size sheath in the iliac. Once you're externalized, you can either exchange through a microcatheter for a wire that might be more comfortable working over to deliver devices, and you can deliver devices through that larger, safer sheath, but maintaining the antegrade axis from the radial to ensure safe passage into the iliac itself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, that's this for me is new technique,
yes.
And it's very useful.
Absolutely.
It's helpful, and again, as you said, the iliac is kind of a risky intervention, but it's becoming more useful and more friendly.
That's exactly right. You know, it's one of those parts of disease that maybe early in our career we think of as simple because it's oftentimes balloon and stent, and then as we move further in our career we worry about it more and more because the complications can be so catastrophic so quickly.
Absolutely.
And so learning from groups like here at CVI with the wonderful team of experts gives the opportunity to learn to take safe, excellent care of patients.
Thank you so much, Peter, for your time.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate the time and the expertise. Please watch this video and others on the CVI YouTube channel. This is Chadi Alraies from Denver, Colorado. Thanks again, Peter.
Thank you so much.